All right, chosen ones. So welcome back. Welcome back to another episode on Antonius Aurelius Motivates. And I'm back now. Go ahead and get back into this video today with y'all. And today we are already approaching the end of February. It's February 25th, Wednesday. February 25th, 2026. And so as I said before, time is speeding up, chosen one. You already know it. We're seeing the time just speed up, and the months just go by so fast. It's unbelievable, how fast time has been moving right now. But we already know the reason why. It's because we see everything unfolding, right? We see. And we see now more than ever, right? And so does everyone else. Everyone else is having to see now too. But chosen one, what I wanted to talk to you about today was how you see you carry the truth in a world full of lies. That's the reason why they've been trying to silence your voice and trying to destroy you for so very, very long now. And you know it. You know it. You know this, right? But what I wanted to tell y'all was, you see, your enemies and your haters, their main goal is to discredit you by any means necessary. Their main goal and agenda is to discredit your authenticity by any means necessary. And this means they will use anything at their disposal to try to do that. You know that, right? You know it. They will talk about you, and then, when that fails, then they'll just fabricate stuff out of thin air on you. They'll just make stuff up, make stuff up about you. And it's really just grasping at straws for them. Because you know who you are. And it doesn't matter what they think about you. You're not perfect or nothing like that. You will never be that way. Because you're a human being, man. You know what I mean? That's what these people think. They think that you have to be perfect, that you have to walk a perfect life. No, nobody does that. In the book of Ecclesiastes in the Bible, in chapter 7, verse 16 through 17, or 16 through 18, I believe that's it, says that don't be overly righteous, but then don't be overly wicked, and don't be a fool. anyone who is wise will avoid all like extremes. See, you got a lot of religious people out here who take things to the extreme, and then you got a lot of people out here who just take their evil and stuff like that to the extreme. And these are the people who's going to come against you, chosen one. You know they are, because they came against our Lord. They came against him as well. So anyway, you're out here and you have a mission to complete, an assignment that you came to carry out. And the thing about it is, and the hardest part about it is, it's very hard to do this because you make people upset. And you don't even have to be like none of these like street preachers or nothing like that, like with a megaphone in your hand, like you're going to hell or none of that. Like, you know, you ain't got to be all out here like that, man. You ain't got to be out here like rubbing everybody's, you know, sins and stuff like that in their face and stuff like that. All you have to do is just simply walk in your truth and live it every day. And that's going to upset them and agitate them. The fact that you just are the type of person who would rather just stay out the mix, you know, the fact that you are just the other person who would like to just be that person who stays to themselves, who just stays out the way, and who just is all about bettering themselves and all about, you know, making themselves into the best version of themselves. That's going to ruffle their feathers and make them upset. And this is especially for those of you who live in a small town, or you surrounded by a lot of people in your hometown, like a small hometown of yours, like as is in my case, where you're surrounded by a lot of the same people who you've seen over and over again. And see, the furthest you're going to ever be able to go with those type of people is how they remember you from before, or they will always look at you when they see you and see your past mistakes. That's all they gonna ever see when they see you. They're not gonna see the new you. They can't. It's impossible. As a matter of fact, some of them will even try to show you your past mistakes. Yes, I've had some of them on the phone tell me my past mistakes. And the reason why they do this is because they don't know nothing about where you stand with your relationship with the Most High and what you done did when you went in your room and you closed your door and you took out that time that you took out your private, you know, your privacy and your private devotions and stuff like that. They don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about your fasting or nothing like that, or what you've been doing to make yourself better. All they know is they saw where you stumbled. And that's all they're going to remember every time when they see you. But you already know that. This is the reason why you have to leave them alone. just have to leave them alone. You have to just realize and understand that no matter how hard you try, there's nothing you can do that will ever change their mind about you. Then you got a lot of people out here who's just stuck in their ways, you know. They're stuck in their ways, and there's nothing you can do except for pray for them. But what they wanted to do was to mess you up and throw a monkey wrench in all your operations and everything you was trying to do in order to bring you down. It was all an attempt to bring you down, because they have to bring you down because they know that if others find out, you know, the truth, then that breaks the illusion. But it's breaking anyway. Now it's breaking anyway. The illusion is breaking anyway. And that's what they get for trying to mess with you. And trying to make you out to be somebody who you weren't. Trying to make you out to be the evil one, the wicked one. The whole time they're the evil ones and the wicked ones. And they can't face themselves. So because they can't face themselves, they want to try to mess you up. You know, and it's all like this same game they've been playing for a very long time. It's not even funny no more, and you ain't even with it no more. And when you had your awakening, when you woke up to all of this stuff and you saw what was going on, like, you was like, okay, I get it now. Like, they was all against me the whole time, all of them. You know, then that's when you went in on your time with your training or whatever you had to do, reading your word and doing whatever you had to do to get yourself situated and to help yourself, because you knew none of them was going to help you, and you knew that all they wanted to do was continue to exploit you and use you and manipulate you and have you begging them. That's all they wanted you to do. Because they're fake. They're not real. You're real. They don't want you to be real. They don't want you to be all that you can be. All that God created you to be. They've been jealous of you the whole time, chosen one. They've been jealous and envious of you the whole time. This is the reason why they had to talk about you behind your back. They'll never talk to you in your face. They'll never tell you to your face how they feel about you. They have to get in these little groups behind closed doors, or when you're not around, or when you get up from the table and leave, where you've been sitting around them, if you've ever been in their presence. That's when they do it. That's when they talk about you. So they've been trying to ruin you for a very long time and trying to discredit you by any means necessary, because they have to continue to stay believing into the lies. They have to continue. They have to have validation in the illusion. But you don't need validation from the illusion. You don't need their validation. You don't need their friends or who they look up to. You don't need none of them. Because you know they're all fake. They're all fake. So you had to separate yourself. You know, you have to go through your separation in order to go into your elevation, in order for you to become who you were always meant to be, and to have your peace and your happiness and all the things that mean the most to you. And now more than ever, you got to watch them. Keep a low profile. Watch them. Make sure you watching your surroundings all the time whenever you go out. Because you know you got to go out and you got to do what you got to do. You can't just stay shut in the house all the time. You still got to live. You still got to function and stuff like that. But you just don't have time for them no more. A lot of them are bots. A lot of them are humanoids. A lot of them are walking around here who are information agents and agents of darkness. You already know that. You know you're surrounded by them everywhere. And so you have to always keep your guard up, man, and keep your full armor on. Ephesians 6:10-18. Every morning, do your prayers, read your word, and understand that you are in a battle. You are a soldier in a battle on the battlefield out here. And y'all already know, chosen ones, people is snapping and crashing out all the time. That's what they wanted you to do. That's why they came at you with all their pettiness and their attacks and everything they came at you with. And that's the reason why they mocked you and made fun of you and wouldn't listen to you and doubted you. But you already know you're gonna win. You know you're gonna win. Because we got that winner's mindset regardless. We know that everything out here we see is superficial. We know that everything we see out here is fake. And we know that because of what we have or possess does not make us who we are. We know that we know we speak what the word says over us. you know. 1 Corinthians 2:9, you know. Stuff like Psalm 149:4. We have the victory already. 1 Corinthians 15:57. Romans 8:37. Romans 8:31. If God is for us, who can be against us? Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. No weapon formed against you, chosen one, will ever prosper. Nothing they do to you. Yeah, you might have to have less, and yeah, you might have had to do like me and roll around on the ground and fix things on your car or whatever to get by without no help from nobody. Or yeah, you might have had to like figure out what you was gonna do when it looked like there was no way you could possibly face another day. You still held on and kept the faith that God would make a way, rather than sell yourself out or go back to their fake asses, because you already know what they're going to do if you go back to them. They're going to be laughing and glad that they got you crawling back to them so they can control and manipulate all over again and try to feed you their crumbs. But you're not about to do that. You wasn't about to do that for nothing. And this goes for your fake family too. All of them. They will all try to do it to you. Because they even saw what you had. They saw where your gifts were and where your talents were, and they're just as jealous, if not a worse hater than these people out here, you know, you see on the street. So, you know that, and now you like keeping yourself connected to the vine, the Most High, in alignment. And you're not gonna stop doing what you're doing for nothing, for nobody, ever again. Ever again. You're never gonna do it again. But they're gonna be continuing to look for anything they can find wrong with you. And they're going to continue to be trying to make things up about you. No matter what you do. No matter how straight of a line you walk. That's just something that we have to accept, that we know. That's something we know, and so we're not going to give them nothing. We're not going to give them our reactions. We're not going to give them our energy. We're not going to give them our time. And we're not going to, and since we knew they couldn't value us, and they knew that, and since we knew they could never see our worth, then, you know, the more we elevate and the more better we become and the stronger we get, the more they're going to hate, and the more we're just going to shine, just like the diamonds we were always meant to be, right in their face. And they ain't going to be able to do nothing about it now. They ain't going to be able to do a thing in the world about it, chosen one. Like I said, this is our time to shine, man. This is our time to shine. They tried to stop our shine. They tried to dim our shine. They tried to make us less than. And the whole time we was trying to show them something that they couldn't see. So they went over to the other side thinking that the grass was greener on the other side because they fell for the illusion. Now they finding out the grass was not greener on the other side. As a matter of fact, the grass was dead and it was brown on the other side. So now they're going to try to come back later on. You already know they will. And you don't need them anymore. God is always going to make a way for you as long as you stay aligned and connected to the vine. Matthew chapter 15. Or John chapter 15, I'm sorry. Yep, John chapter 15. I just had to double check that. Because I'm still even growing every day, stronger and stronger. Because of that. They can never stop you, chosen one. They can never hold you down. They tried to for so very, very long. They've been trying to. They tried to ruin you. They tried to destroy you. But you're still standing. You're still standing, and you're here for a reason. You're here for a reason. You're here to do what you came to do, to share the truth, to uplift others, to encourage other chosen ones, and to be that light that the world needs right now in this darkness. That's what you're doing right now. If it was left up to them, you'd be dead. You already know it. You already know it, chosen one. If it was left up to them, you wouldn't have nothing. You wouldn't be going nowhere. If it was left up to them, they'd be laughing at you in your struggle and talking about you. They still talking about you. You already know it. And they wouldn't lift a finger or a pinky finger to ask you if you are okay, how you are doing. Is there anything they can do to help? Nothing like that. They would never do that. But it's all right, though, When they showed you who they were, you believed them. Now you know. Now you know. So, you already know what time it is, chosen one. You know they're going to continue to try to pick out your flaw or find whatever they can wrong with you, but you don't care. You don't care because you know you ain't perfect, but you know that you are striving for that. You know you're striving for that, but you also know you ain't going to just let somebody run you over no more. You're not going to just let somebody just stomp all over you no more, like a doormat, and use you and abuse you no more. You're way too talented. You're way too gifted for that. You know your gifts. You know your talents. You know your worth. You know your greatness. You know you're great. Even if they never recognized you. And one day, the day is coming where they're going to have no other choice but to recognize you. And so anyway, I hope this helped somebody out today, man. I hope this helped you out today, chosen one. Just remember, man, no matter what they're trying to do, to try to, look down on you or try to, make up stuff about you, to try to fabricate things about you, to try to make you into something that you know you're not. All of that's going to fall flat on its face because it's not the truth. And the thing about it is, you already know your truth is going to speak for itself. And it's already speaking for itself. And there ain't nothing they can do about it. Every day you just out here, you just getting stronger and doing whatever you got to do to hit the gym, hit the trail, do what you got to do to make yourself healthier, eating right, and all of that. And they ain't going to have no other choice but to see you when you're at your best. And you know you're going to get there. You know you may not have gotten all the way there yet, but you know you're moving towards that direction. And there isn't nothing they can do to stop you. So anyway, just remember that every day, man. And just know, you're not alone. If you've been through it with them and you're not alone in your struggles, man. I'm still going through my own. I'm still, waiting for a lot of answers to the prayers right now that I've been praying for a very long time about what happened with the drive-by on my house on September 25th, 2024. And then also a lot of questions I got unanswered about a lot of things in my life, But I'm holding it down every day out here, man. I'm still holding it down. I'm still alive. God kept me here for a reason. I know I didn't come through all of this nonsense for nothing. So, but anyway, love, light, peace, joy to each and every one of you. Over here on my channel on Antonicus Aurelius Motivates, all we do over here is positive, vibrational, uplifting, encouraging videos for those of you who may still be going through your own personal battles, struggles, hardships, or if you just been through attacks and you've had other jealous and envious people just hating on you, and you've just had to go through the worst things imaginable and you still here. If you like that and you are that type of person, then this channel will probably be on your same wavelength and on your same frequency. So go ahead and click that like button, the subscribe button, if God puts it on your heart to do so, and ring the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I create new content. And just know that no matter what kind of dirt they try to keep putting on you, if they try to drag you through the dirt, they're going to get that dirt on themselves in the process. Now they got that dirt on themselves in the process trying to do that to you. And that there's no way you can just drag somebody through the dirt and not have that come back to you. So it's going to come back to each and every one of them who did you that way, chosen one. Just keep standing in your truth, keep shining your light, and keep living your life every day to the fullest, no matter what. All right? So I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, all right? All right, peace. I'm out.